Hello everybody and welcome to Building the End in LEGO Part 3. In this video, I'll be building the infamous Ender Dragon, as well as the End Portal. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so I began just by building the outline of the portal, using the same bedrock design I used for the last video. Now when the portal is activated, it has this cool astral effect, so I tried to recreate that starry look by using black plates as like the void, and then I dispersed some different shades of clear blue around to represent the stars. And I wanted to make sure these pieces were clear because in the next video, when I light the entire mock, I wanted to make sure it would look really cool with twinkling lights underneath. Then I just locked the portal right into the bedrock frame. Alright, so the small pillar in the middle was pretty easy, except that the middle block has to have torches on the same level on all sides, and still look like bedrock. Here's the design for the middle block I came up with. So it just incorporates a snot brick with jumper plates on the sides and then C-clips to hold the torches. Alright, so I attached that to two regular bedrock blocks beneath it, and then I attached one on top to complete the pillar. Alright, and with that, the end exit portal is complete. The nice thing about the dragon is that its design is pretty simple, at least the body. So I began with the main structure of the dragon. Now it's simple because it's just a big black rectangular prism. And then I just added some 1x2 light bluish gray tiles and plates to add the sharp scales on his back, or spikes. And the legs were also very easy because they're basically just made out of smaller black rectangular prisms. So for the hind legs, I made these thigh pieces. And then I made these two other black rectangles to connect the thighs and the feet. And then I made these two little feet to attach on the end. Alright, then I snapped them all together, and I got two hind legs now. And then I went ahead, and for the front legs, it's basically the exact same thing, but just smaller. So I just made two of these that resemble the hind legs a lot, and I snapped all four legs onto the body. Alright, now for the wings. Now the wings are a little bit more complicated. So I split it up in two main parts, right where the joint is, where the wings bend. So using light bluish gray, I started by making the outline of the wings, making sure to add snap hinges to attach it to the dragon. Alright, then I just went ahead and filled in the blank spaces between the gray with black tiles. And then for the second part of the wing, I did the exact same thing. I started with making the outline, and I just filled it in with some black plates and tiles. Then I snapped the two parts of the wings together. Then I had a dragon wing that could bend in any direction. So then I went ahead and made a second one, and then I attached both wings to the dragon's body. Alright, and there we go. Now all that's left is the head of the dragon and the tail. Now this part was a little bit more tricky, because in the game, the tail and the neck are fully posable, and they should be able to bend in any way. And you can see when the dragon moves, they're all kind of segmented, and they all kind of flow in the direction he's flying in. Now I did consider using snap hinges like LEGO uses in their Ender Dragon sets, but honestly they're not that accurate and I think they look kind of goofy. So I was racking my brain for hours trying to think of a good idea until I looked up, and on my desk I have the LEGO Architecture London set, and that gave me a really good idea. So I really quickly went ahead and disassembled that set and extracted the magic piece. And my theory was correct. I slid a whole bunch of 1x2 Technic axle bricks onto the pole, and it works beautifully, and is perfectly posable. So then I quickly hopped onto Bricklink to see if they made the piece in black. And I was very lucky, because LEGO does in fact make it in black. So I went ahead and bought a couple of those on Bricklink, and got them shipped, and then I transferred the Technic bricks to the black one. So then I took some black jumper plates, as well as some 1x1 light bluish gray plates and tiles, and I made the scales for the tail. And I did the same thing for the neck, and now I have a nicely posable tail and neck. Alright, now it's time for the head of the dragon. Alright, so I just started out with the 1x2 brick that LEGO makes for the eyes of the dragon, and then I attached it to a 2x4 black plate for the snout. And then for the jaw, I just used one of these snap hinges so I can have the jaw open or closed. And then for the gray ears, I just used these two C-clips with light bluish gray 1x1 tiles attached to them. It looks kinda cursed, but hey, it can't be illegal if LEGO does it in their own sets, right? Alright, anyways. And then I had a 1x2 black Technic brick so I can attach it right to the neck. Alright, then I topped it off with a 2x3 tile so there are no studs showing. Alright, and then I just attached it to the neck of the dragon. Oh man, I'm so happy with how this turned out. Alright, and then using a trans-clear Technic lift arm, I attached it to the end portal. And with that, I can finally say the Ender Dragon is complete. Alright, thank you everybody for watching. This was part 3 of 4, so the finale is going to be coming out very shortly. And just to give you guys a heads up, that video is going to be massive. It's going to involve the lights, motors, minifigures, and so much more. So you do not want to miss out on that, so make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.